Although we recognize all of our graduates, it is traditional at commencement ceremonies to select one of the students with the perfect 4.0 grade point average to serve as the class valedictorian. This year, our valedictorian is Teri Talbot. Teri Talbot is a liberal arts major with a cumulative GPA of 4.0. She was born and raised in Los Angeles, and several years ago she moved to New York determined to earn a college degree. She is passionate about learning, and especially because she is a non-traditional student, she is passionate about BMCC and the second chance we provided her. She has excelled academically while also starting a family. Teri is also a member of Phi Theta Kappa, and she does volunteer work as well. In the fall, she will pursue her bachelor's degree at Columbia University. And from there, go on to law school. BMCC graduates of 2016, it is my great pleasure to present to you your 2016 valedictorian, Teri Talbot.
Who's happy to be here today? Oh, come on, Brooklyn was louder than that, you guys. Come on, who's happy to be here today? Families, you gotta join in. That's better. I am so happy to be here today. And I'm also grateful to the powers that be for not scheduling this thing on a Saturday, because Lord knows the MTA would have us all 45 minutes late to our own graduation. Those of you who took Saturday and Sunday classes the last 2 semesters, you know the struggle is real to get to class on time. You know that. Self-actualization refers to the desire to fulfill one's highest potential. American psychologist Abraham Maslow believed that 2% of the population is self-actualizing. Every one of you here today had the courage and tenacity to want something better for yourselves and your families. That makes you a part of that 2%. First, I would like to start by saying congratulations to BMCC's graduating class of 2016. Your dedication and hard work is what brought you here today. Now, I want you to do something for me. I want you to think back. I want you to think back to that time in your journey when you couldn't find the words to write that paper. When you knew you weren't going to pass that test. Math. Now, I want you to look at your fellow classmates. Look at each other. Look at where we are. I want you to take a beat, and I want you to remember this moment. I want you to be in this moment. You did it. You made it. That's right. Families, they made it. You know, someone said to me recently, you should never hesitate to invest in your education, because unlike most things, it never depreciates in value. Moving forward, always remember that no matter what you go through, no matter where you go, the highs, the lows, no one can ever take this away from you. You know, the first time I encountered these ideas was when I attended an information session for incoming freshmen. The speech was given by Vice President of Student Affairs, Marva Craig. She began by informing us of the many programs and resources available to us throughout the school, and she encouraged us to take advantage of them. And since that day, I have witnessed how the administration at BMCC is always striving to provide us more opportunities and resources to help us reach our goals and to help make our experiences that much more fulfilling. And for that, we are grateful. You know, during that orientation, I was also introduced to BMCC's mission statement. Start here. That's right. I sat in the third row of the orientation, biting the inside of my lip to stop the lump that was forming in my throat as VP Craig spoke so passionately about the opportunities that we were opening ourselves up to just by making the choice to be in that room. I couldn't help but think of where my life was and the steps I had already taken to be able to be in that room. I'm standing here in front of you guys today, but what you don't know is 3 years ago, I didn't have a high school diploma. It was my deep, dark secret. Nobody knew, not even my family. I was ashamed, but more so, I was scared. I was scared of eventually having to do something about it. Fate stepped in on New Year's Eve of 2012. The restaurant I was working at closed down, and there I was, 33 years old, unemployed, no real savings, no formal education. I know I'm not the only one in this room who's found themselves in that position. Listen, I could have gone out and gotten another restaurant job, but something in me knew that if I didn't take action now, I probably never would. It was time to go back to school, and somehow I had to conquer my fear of taking on such a massive commitment. I seized my opportunity, and I set up an appointment to take my GED test. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I felt really alone during that process. I had kept that secret for so long, I couldn't bring myself to tell anybody until I succeeded, you know what I mean? After taking the test, it took like 6 agonizing weeks for that diploma to come back in, but when I opened up that envelope and saw it, like I couldn't stop the tears from running down my face, and as I stand here before you, having that experience, coming all the way through that, and going to Columbia, I'm beside myself. And I know a lot of you feel the same way. I know I'm not the only one who had to overcome adversity to get here. There are people in this graduating class that had to risk their lives and leave war-torn countries to get here. People who swam across rivers, women, yes, women who became their own saviors and left oppression and abuse behind. How about the single mothers who rocked their babies to sleep with one arm and typed a paper with the other? The fathers who are trying to create a better life for their families. The students who were the first person in their family to attend college. How about the sons whose fathers don't speak English? Or the daughters whose mothers can't read? The students working 3 jobs just to be able to afford tuition and rent? The students who are homeless? The students whose families couldn't be here today because they're in other countries. But you know what today? Today we are your family. Today we stand together as proof. We stand together as proof that you can do anything that you put your mind to. So once again, I want you guys, families, everybody, let's give you a round of applause. When I met with the committee who chose me for this tremendous honor, I told them about the orientation and VP Craig's speech and how impactful it was for me. I was asked, what was it about her speech that stayed with you? What did she say that affected you so much? And in my answer, I gave an example of something she said that stuck out, but the truth is, it wasn't one thing that she said that impacted me the most. It was the fact that for the first time in my quest to become a student again, I didn't feel alone. At that time in my life, I didn't know where I was, I didn't know where I was headed, and that experience gave me a sense of place. I looked around at the people in the room and I knew that we all had something in common. In that moment, I realized we were all unsure. We were all intimidated by the challenge we were taking on, and we were all excited. For the first time in a long time, I felt like I was part of something greater than myself. And here was this woman encouraging us, inspiring us, and telling us, I got your back. BMCC has got your back. All you have to do is promise me that you're going to try. We were all starting that journey together. And what's amazing is, I know that there are people sitting here today that were in that room, and we have completed this achievement together, but the journey is far from over. In fact, it's just beginning. We've started here, but now it's time to go anywhere. You know, my husband is Jamaican. Yeah. When I went home, hey. When I went home, I told him about the experience that I had had, and he reminded me that the United States and Jamaica share a motto. Out of many, we are one. I'm reminded of that today. Listen, we all have our stories that brought us here today, but today we are one class. Today, we are all standing on this podium right now. And as we move forward, I want you to remember, leaving BMCC and pursuing other education or starting a new career, success is simple. It's just not easy. We all know what we have to do to succeed. It's actually doing it that's the hard part. Putting in the time, putting in the work, showing up, and being prepared. That's the greatest lesson I am taking away from this experience, and I will carry with me into each endeavor. Preparation. Always be prepared, because if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. That's right. I must commend all of you because you didn't give up. You got on the train, you showed up, and you did the work. But you didn't do it alone. Here's where I want to talk to the families. Thank you. Thank you for supporting us on this journey. Thank you for your sacrifices, your love, your dedication to helping us achieve this goal. We share this accomplishment with you. On a personal note, I'd like to thank my family and friends for supporting me through the tough times. I'd like to thank my 5-month-old son for showing me I'm capable of way more than I thought I was. I'd like to thank my husband for his enthusiasm. So let's honor our friends and family one more time. I've left some people out now. There's one more group that's already been thanked, but I'm going to do it anyway. I want to thank the professors. I want to thank them for pushing us beyond our comfort zone. I want to thank them because I know that they made us better students. We wouldn't be here today if it weren't for them. So one more time. It is because of the lessons we learned here and the people who helped us along the way that we will continue to be better than the people we were yesterday. Yeah, I'm inspired by the idea that the person I was yesterday introduced me to the person I am today. And that makes me excited to meet the person I will become tomorrow. As we close this chapter in our lives, I hope all of you are taking as much away from this experience at BMCC as I am. For example, the joy I will take away in knowing that I will never have to renew my BMCC email at the worst possible moment. And as we move forward in life and take on new challenges, whether you're transferring or taking on a new career, we must remember that there is no substitute for hard work. After all, that's what got you here today. So continue to imagine, continue to try, and continue to stay ready so you ain't got to get ready. Thank you very much, and good luck to all of you.